I'm investing $200,000 in the stock market, selling stock option contracts all in one single day. Let's jump in. NIO. Oh, NIO. This one has just killed me. I was investing in this one when it was at like $40 a share. Look at this. All the way. I've been riding this bad boy down. I don't know how much I've lost, or if I've lost, because I've always just sold really far in the money. But all right, looks like I got 500 shares. Now let's find out what I got to sell them for. All right, so we've got a 20, a 10, a 5, and an 8. Wow. Let's just see if they even have a 20 still. That's just how far the stock has dropped. Looks like 15. So what I do in this situation, just because that is such a big gap, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 of them up. So for example, we had a 20. How many? We had 2 at 20, and we had 1 at 10. So that's 30. So what I'll do is I'll sell 3 at 15. So 40, 50 divided by 3, 16, 17. Yikes. So we'll add the 40 plus 10 plus the 8. 58 divided by 3, 4, 15. All right, so we're going to sell 4 of the 15 at 4 of the options at 15, so that if it for some reason goes above 15, we cover all of the $20 options. This is unfortunate. This is one of the ones that hurt, but let's just, if you look, this is such a small part of the portfolio because these are the ones that I learned with early on. 0.22. See how much slippage there is here. I could probably go 23. Let's try. Yikes, all for just $100. That sucks. And again, this is one of the ones that I got, and this is one that I got rid of out of my portfolio for several reasons. One being an electric car business right now, doesn't pay a dividend, a Chinese stock. There's so many things that I should have learned early on to avoid this. All right, 4 for 22 at $88. Yikes. But at least we get to sell 1 at 5. Right, so 5. That'll be a nice 116, and there's a 20% return on that one. But again, it's only $500. Another reason why it doesn't fit the portfolio, just so small. I would have to buy hundreds and hundreds of shares to make it 5% of my portfolio. So at 115, come on, boom, add that to the counter. Geez, 400 shares for 80, and then 1 for 100 for 115. See that one, 115 divided by 500. It's 23%. If only they were all there. Yikes. And this is what's going to happen. This is when you predict one wrong and it doesn't pay dividends. You're stuck in these positions and you don't know when you're going to see any of your money. So you really just got to hope. You got to send a prayer that NIO comes out of this and explodes in growth just for you to make your money back. Now, it's not as bad as it looked because, again, I was selling options the whole way down. But this is the perfect example of something that went wrong and is eliminating my portfolio because it's not going to pay any dividends. No dividends here. So it's just stuck there making very little money, as you just saw. One was awesome, the 5, but in reality is that we just sold $6,000 worth of shares that cost me $6,000, and I made $80 off of that. That's a poor return. But let's keep going. It's still only 2% of the portfolio now. That's just showing you how much it's how small it's getting compared to the rest of the portfolio.